for coping with the challenge. You got down the stairs.
I got downstairs in these shoes.
And, well,
I mean, goodness me, it's quite a challenge, isn't it?
What a shoe. Trini and Susanna didn't have a go at you around the back, did they?
That's why I wore them. I thought, I'm wearing these shoes and my best bra.
And then you saw the staircase.
And then I saw the staircase.
Oh, dear
wrong.
Well, wonderful. It's lovely to have you back in emerald green.
Thank
you.
you.
Shiny...
Well, you know, gardening colour, I thought, you know, lawns, all that.
It's a double whammy from Lesley Garrett at the moment, because we've got the CD out, Amazing Grace, all sort of divine songs, if you like, divine in more ways than one, really, aren't they?
Yes.
And Carousel as well. But
Carousel as well, I know, like London Buses, nothing for ages and then two at once.
Let's talk about the CD first, because it is all sacred songs.
Yes.
So, and you've not done one before, so this is the first sort of sacred collection,
Entirely sacred collection. It started when I visited a convent, actually. When I was doing The Sound of Music the year before last, I went and spent a little bit of time in a convent to research how you be a mother abbess, because, you know, it doesn't come natural, does it? Let's face it.
Probably not even to them, I guess.
And I just loved it there. I felt so at peace. And the music there was just glorious. And it reminded me of all the lovely sacred music that I'd learnt through my childhood, through my life, that I'd lodged away in the back of my mind. I thought, this is the moment. I'm going to be the Mother Abbess. I'm going to make a sacred album. So these albums, you know, they take a couple of years to make. So that was the start of it. That was the planning of it.
Did I read that you've also set words to Geoffrey Bergen's Brideshead Revisited?
No, it comes with words.
It comes...
It's the Ave Verum Corpus. That's the second track on there. But the tricky thing about the Brideshead Revisited theme, which, you know, I mean, we've all loved that forever, haven't we? Is that it's a trio, you see, and I was thinking, how am I going to manage that? Well, I just sing with myself.
So you did 3 tracks and...
We did 3 tracks and smushed it together. I'm sure there's a more technical term, but smushed will do. Yeah. And there's quite a few tracks on there that we've done interesting things with, like, do you know the Intermezzo from Cavalleria
I do,
Rusticana?
I mean, Dad's favourite.
Well, we've made that into a hymn. That's
quite well.
Hosanna now. It's been turned into Hosanna. And of course, there's Amazing Grace is the title track, which we've given a rather African treatment to, because it was originally written by the captain of a slave ship, believe it or not.
Yes, that's right, in William Wilberforce's time,
Yes, that's
now,
right.
Carousel. My goodness me, have I ever read such a glittering array of reviews for one production? No, I have not. Now, you've been suffering a bit lately because you were off last night with the...
I was. I was on Saturday night. I've actually got a bad cold.
It's been... What a winter for anybody in a musical. I mean, you must have been kind of keeping everybody off
everybody off.
But you're back tonight.
I succumbed, and I managed only to miss 2 performances. I had it all last week, and it just by the end of the week, my voice had gone. But it's back today, so I'm going to be singing, hopefully, for you a bit later on, and I'll definitely be back at the Savoy tonight. When
you walk through a storm, takes no prisoners, does it? I mean,
not at all.
They all show sort of gears up to it. It's the big number that everybody knows.
Yes, exactly.
So you've got to really be on good
But
form
it's interesting because it surprised me when I came to study it, just how it was not what I was expecting. This lovely character I play, Nettie Fowler, you know, she has a wonderful song in the first half, which everybody knows, June is busting out all over, which is just fabulous. And I'd always had the thought that Nettie was a slightly older character, but, you know, it's funny because of Patricia Routledge playing it famously at the National, but I think mine's a little bit more Dolly Parton, to be honest. Because she
well, you've got the attributes, really.
No, you weren't going to say that. But Junie's busting out all over.
Then? I don't know, I was just thinking aloud, sorry.
Well, it's all about sex. It's just, you know, come on, bring it on. So I thought, well, she's a bit of a game girl, this one, so go on. But then in the second half, as you say, we get You'll Never Walk Alone, which is a very different kettle of fish. And, you know, that, unlike what we all think of when we think of You'll Never Walk Alone, it isn't the great sort of football anthem. It's a very intimate, very, very heartfelt piece.
Oh, it's terribly moving. I'd find anybody to sit through it and not have a damp
listen,
eye.
are you kidding? When I'm singing, the audience, I can hear all the tissues coming out, first line, and then it's... you know, everybody's blowing their noses.
Does that make it harder to do, or is it just real focus? Because it must touch you doing it.
It does, actually. I cry when I do it, and that's been a whole new experience. What's been wonderful about this Carousel has been the opportunity to explore the dramatic extremes. Because, yes, in the first half, you know, Nettie is, she's the matriarch of the community. She's cooking for everybody. She flirts all the time. In fact, my kids say, where's the acting in that then, Mum? You know. But then in the second half, she becomes this other person, this incredibly sensitive and loving person. And I have to say, the cast that I've got around me are such a phenomenal group of people. Wonderful leading man, Jeremiah James, and Alexander Silver playing absolutely fabulously. And I sing opposite her, and she just somehow brings the performance out of me because she's such a fabulous actress. So dramatically, I think I've really developed. And of course, I get to do some dancing.
Well, we're not going to hear you dance later on, or see you dance, but we are going to hear you sing. So it's lovely to have you with us. Leslie's going to be performing that number from Carousel later in the show, but for now, my thanks to Lesley Garrett.
Thank
you very much.